Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to episode 24 of the Road to Glory Pauper to Podium series with me, Free Tip Scout, live here on Twitch. And it's a great stream for us today because we are actually going to be talking a little bit about our first ever reward from the RTG Pauper to Podium. Yes, it's taken us a bloody long time to win our first reward, which has been nuts, really, given that we started this series back in January. But we finally got our first reward from the weekend. And we opened it yesterday, so if you missed that, you will be able to find the stream that is up on the Twitch channel for you to watch the live, well, not the live stream, of course, but to watch the stream back. We'll obviously be going through the reward today, and we'll be working out what we do with him. Do we keep him? Do we sell him? I think I said yesterday that I was going to be looking to sell him, but kind of the more I think about it, I'm thinking that maybe we do keep him. So we'll be explaining that shortly. And then, of course, what we'll be doing today is we will be kind of looking at our RTG Pauper to Podium squad and trying to see how we can kick on from here, right? Because we've won our first reward. It's taken us a long time to do it. We've had to make loads of changes to get to this point. But now what we need to do is we can't get complacent. We can't be thinking we've won our first reward and it's all going to be rosy hills from here on in. It's definitely not. We're going to have to look at our squad, especially for the next game week, because I think we're going to have quite a tough next game week. And we need to work out whether there's anything we can do from now until when the game week starts to try and see if we can improve our chances to win a reward again, like a consecutive reward. But yeah, we're just going to be really over the course of the next couple of hours, just trying to scout for more players that we think could add value to our squad and help take our squad to the next level. And if you're brand new to this series and this channel and you don't know what the Road to Glory is, I will explain it very shortly about the rules to it and what it's all about. So don't worry if you're kind of sitting here scratching your head thinking, I don't know what this is all about, but we will explain. So we're kind of looking at this right now on the screen, guys. This is obviously my Twitter page. The reason we're just bringing this up right now is I'm running a giveaway at the moment, which ends tomorrow, and we're going to do the live draw on it on the live stream tomorrow. So you want to make sure that you go to my Twitter. If you're not already following me on Twitter, you better find me by the links in the Nightbot. You can also find me just by typing in twitter.com/freetipscout or just type in freetipscout in search here, and then you'll be able to find me if you're not already following me on Twitter, right? So that's the first thing you want to do. Then the second thing you want to do is you want to scroll down and go to this pinned tweet. Now, this giveaway is open to absolutely everybody, so you do not need to be a sub on my Twitch channel to take part in this giveaway, guys. It's open to everyone and anyone. All you need to do is be following me on Twitter. So follow this account, then follow me here on Twitch. So again, you don't need to subscribe, but you do need to be following me on Twitch. And then just retweet and like that tweet. And then tomorrow at 8:30 UK time, so when we go live for that evening stream, I'm going to be drawing the 4 winners of these cards. And these are some cool cards actually to win. We've got Arne Engels, who's a nice, young, promising, up-and-coming rising star. We've also got Maxwell Cornet, who is a great player, but he's just not really seen enough opportunities at West Ham. So who knows? He could be in for a bigger and better season next year, especially if he doesn't stay at West Ham. Maybe they loan him out so he can get more first-team experience, but I think there's more to come from him. We've also got Doria in here as well, who you can win. He's had a great end to the season in Liga MX, banging out some scores of 60, 70 points, doing really, really well. So he could be quite a nice one to have over the summer when that Liga MX returns. And you can also use him in the Leagues Cup as well, so that brand new competition in Sorare that's getting some coverage. And then last but not least, we've got Victor Lobry here. So you've got Victor Lobry who'd be able to use for next season as well. Obviously, the season's pretty much at the end now for him, but a nice young player, nice French midfielder, age 27, and I quite like him too. So there's 4 cards to be won. There's 4 different winners for tomorrow. Again, if you haven't signed up to Sorare, you are going to need an account, so I can send you the card if you do win, and you'll be able to sign up using that link there. That will then also give you a free card when you collect 5 from auction. So, guys, don't miss out on that because, as I say, we have this Road to Glory Pauper to Podium is a series that we started back in January where we put £50 into the game and we said that we were going to build a squad of basically paupers, so pauper players, which we classify paupers as being like budget players, really. So not really the big names out there. We only had £50. We wanted to try and build a squad of around 15 players for £50, which is quite a challenge to do. It means that you kind of have to pick up some You have to do some really hard, really smart scouting. You have to try and identify the players that maybe have low average scores, that are maybe quite low in their value, but are probably a little bit too underpriced on the market. So then you pick them up knowing that like they're worth more, both in terms of value, longer term, and also they're just worth more in Sorare as well when you play them in the SO5 fantasy game. So that was our aim, to build a squad of 15 with £50. We've done that. Our squad has changed quite a bit since we started in January, because the aim of the series is to try and trade up from these players and to then basically transform this Pauper squad into a squad and a team of 5 that are then capable of challenging for podium prizes in the game. So it's really trying to like make the team into the best that it can be by building up from an absolute Pauper budget. And it's been a bit of a challenge because the trading environment in Sorare, if you didn't know, was really tough in the first couple of months of this year. The market was crashing, prices of values of cards were going down. It meant that when you bought a player, it made it very difficult then to trade up from them, because then the next day or maybe the next week, they could be half the price that you bought them for, and you already bought them for what you thought was a very, very good price. Now, the market environment has changed quite a bit. We've seen quite a lot of changes in the game. We've seen the list or play that's come into the game. We've seen the collection game that's come into the game. That's changed the market dynamics a little bit. It's made it still quite tricky and difficult to trade because now there's a bit more of an emphasis and a focus now. And of course, Sorare have tried to incentivize managers in the game to be buying purely from the auctions market. It makes it now a little bit tricky to try and sell, but that's the plan today. We're going to see if we can spot some opportunities where we can sell some of our players for profit. We can keep moving up. We can keep trading up from our players, because we never want to stand still in a Road to Glory. And these are the cards that we have right now. So this card here, by the way, Hong Chol, this is the card that we won. This was our first reward in the RTG Podium, and we won him yesterday. So I was saying yesterday how I think we're going to sell him. I think we will have him listed up, right? I don't have him listed for sale right now, but I am going to list him again, because I had this little moment yesterday where I was thinking, well, maybe we don't sell him. Maybe I just keep him. But I don't think we're going to actually play him in a lineup this game week. So we might as well just get him listed up again. And we had him listed up for this, I think, yesterday, which I think is okay. Let's have him up for that. But I'm going to show you the rest of the team. And then we're just going to look to maybe list the players that we're not planning on using this game week. Because that's the thing you need to think about now, guys, with the list or play, is that if you are kind of doing your own road to glory, or maybe you're just a budget manager and you don't have like loads of funds, right? So you are then going to be relying on having to trade with your players to try and make a profit from them, and then use that profit to then reinvest back into your squads. Then you really have to be on the ball about who you are actually going to be using in a game week, and then who you're not going to be. And if the players that you're not going to be using or planning to use in a game week, you then have to really try and shift them out of the door as aggressively and as quickly as you can, so that you can use those funds, make a sell quickly, and then, try to bring in some fresh blood, right, into the team. And with the list or play, it kind of means that you can't list and then play your cards, of course. Once you've listed them, you can't then enter them into a lineup, and vice versa. Once you've entered into a lineup, you can't then list them without cancelling the lineup. So you have to make some decisions now, some hard decisions in advance. Basically, the prize pool has been massively boosted for this one game week. It's not going to be, this special weekly is not going to be something that happens every single week. At the moment, as far as I can tell from the announcement here, it's only happening for game week 377. And to be honest with you, it kind of almost feels like this competition here is like a bit of an apology, really. An apologetic competition from Sorare to kind of say sorry to all the managers out there that have K-League cards that have been suffering with the frustration of K-League cards, K-League players not getting full scores, not getting live scores. So it kind of seems like this is a nice competition to say thank you for bearing with them, and apologies that you've had such a torrid time, really, with the K-League. There's no indication about they're any closer to a solution with this. And this competition itself, this is something to keep in mind here. This competition itself, the K-League, it has these amazing prizes. But the one thing you have to bear in mind is that the K-League problems can happen in the K-League Special Weekly. And what I mean by that is that this competition is not even going to temporarily address or fix the coverage issue that we're seeing in the K-League. So if you really want to have a go at this, you can, of course, because the rewards are amazing. But just keep in mind that there is definitely the possibility that some players might not get scored properly in this competition. So the K-League issue can happen in the K-League Weekly. So for me, it's because it doesn't really address that, this isn't really appealing to me, even though the rewards are amazing. But for you guys that have K-League cards, it's a nice opportunity for you to maybe play your K-League cards in the K-League Weekly rather than playing them in like a normal Asia competition. We're just talking about how if you need to find some suspension or disciplinary rules, right? Sometimes it can be a bit of a nightmare to find that. Another way you can get around that and try and get the information a bit quicker is by coming into, say, Football Manager. Now, if we type in, let's type in Roberto, right? Because that is the player that we're trying to find information about. So Roberto, I think this is the guy here, right? Yeah, this is the guy here, Roberto, right? Now, what we are going to need to do is then click on this team here, right? And this is talking about the Brazilian National First Division, which is the one that we are concerned about, right? We're concerned about this one. Then what we're going to do is then click on Brazilian National First Division, like this. So now we've got the Brazilian Serie A, basically, right? And then in here, what you can do is you just go onto the overview section, and then you go down into the rules part here. And this is usually where you can find some information out about disciplinary like procedures. So how long do they get suspended for? It's not always the case, but usually you can find it. Yeah, and you can see it here, right? So this is the current season. So it's saying up until the 4th of December, right? Because this is a Football Manager 23. But we are interested in this next season, basically, because it's already past this date, right? So we're just going to switch it to next season, right? Because now we are talking about this live season that we're in, the 30th of April 2023 to the 10th of December 2023, right? And then what we're going to do is we're just going to scroll down here, and then what you can see is it talks about the disciplinary rules, and it then tells us that if a player gets every 3 yellow cards, a player's going to get a 1-match ban, and for someone like Roberto, that picks up that straight red card, you get a 1-match ban for every red card, a 1-match ban. So he's done his 1-match ban, which means that he's now going to be back available for this upcoming game week. And that is super useful for us because honestly, if we'd have tried to look for that just on the internet, just using a Google or trying to look on Twitter, it's so difficult sometimes to find that information. And that's kind of why I love jumping into Football Manager, because it's just nice and easy to find the official rules because it has so much factual information in the game. So we now know that Roberto is available, and this could be the solution to our problems here. So let's go back into the main screen here, right? This is Roberto who we're looking at here, but instead what we're going to do is we're going to come back into here, and we're going to take out Till Bunbury. Oh, this works perfectly. This works perfectly, guys. So we've just taken out Till Bunbury, and Till Bunbury, once we've taken him out, we've now got 34 points remaining. If we then type in Roberto in here, Roberto should have, there you go, an L15 of 33. So then we can play Roberto, not in the extra slot. What have I just done? Not in the extra slot, right? We want to play Roberto, of course, who's a forward, in the forward slot. And then we then can play Hong Chol as the extra for a cost of 43. And I actually think that that is better. I do actually think that that is better, because I really don't want to play Ariel Lassiter, and I really don't want to play Christian Cruz, because they have really bad fixtures. And I think what I want to do here is I want to just double check that Roberto, even though Roberto has a slightly horrible fixture himself, I think that this is better than going with a Till Bunbury and then a Christian Cruz. I don't think it's going to make us have a team that wins a card reward here. Roberto here is a C rating. Also, it's a really tricky game. Look, Palmeiras have an 81% chance to win. Like, it's a complete mismatch, as in Like, the team that he's playing for right now, Curitiba, they will probably get smashed to pieces against Palmeiras, but he's a starter and he's costing 33 in his L15. And with Z Roberto, we know that if he doesn't give us a goal or any attack in return, he does not have any AA game. So he's then only going to be delivering like a score of around 35, something less than 40, right? But if he only costs 33, then I would still expect him to score higher than 33. Not much higher, but at least we get a little bit of overperformance from him. I think I would prefer to do that than try and spend 38 and then compromise with Christian Cruz. So yeah, Z Roberto, this is not ideal. If we have a look at the advanced tab here and we click up the matchup indicator and we filter by the matchup indicator, we can see Berardi, who we're not concerned about here, or Mbappe. What we are interested in is we're interested to see that Kai Camera here has a matchup indicator of 3. We keep scrolling down here until we can find Till Bunbury. Till Bunbury has minus 13. So that kind of confirms my suspicions here that this is just a really difficult game for Nashville away from home against Dallas, right? But then I'm pretty sure we're going to see, look, here we go. Lassiter has minus 17. Again, confirms my suspicions as to why we don't want to play Lassiter, because he's going up against Philadelphia Union away from home, and it's just an awful, awful fixture. We don't want to use him. We don't really want to use Till Bunbury. The funny thing is that we're going to probably scroll down here and see that Z Roberto has, yeah, here we go. So Z Roberto has basically the worst matchup. he has the worst matchup. So even though we don't really want to play Ariel Lassiter and we don't want to play Till Bunbury, it probably in a way makes sense for us to play Till Bunbury or Ariel Lassiter over Z Roberto, even though we don't want to do it. It's like we don't have any good options for the forward position here, guys, at all. It just makes me think then that what was our team before, right? You're probably wondering to yourself, wow, this is a lot of thought going into this, but we have to kind of get it right, because once we commit to this team, guys, we're then going to be trying to aggressively push our cards out for sale because of the list or play. When we were not playing Hong Chol, we were playing Christian Cruz, weren't we? Let's have a look at Christian Cruz, because I'm not convinced at all that Christian Cruz has a very good fixture here. I think he has a bad fixture. So again, we're going to leave the matchup indicator, sorting by the matchup indicator. I'm expecting Christian Cruz to be placed really low on this, right? So he's down here at a minus 4. Wow, that's better than I expected. Even though by doing this, we get to play Hong Chol, this is bad. So maybe it's not better, actually, by playing Z Roberto here against Palmeiras away. Let's have a quick look here at Palmeiras, because I think Palmeiras have been doing quite well, haven't they, so far this season? And they're such a strong team anyway. They're such a good team. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at their form here. They've not lost at all in the last 10 games. They're sitting second in the league. They've not lost. They've only conceded 7 goals in 8 games. Now, we need to massively rethink this. There's no point us playing Z Roberto here. It just looks stupid, doesn't it? It's a stupid thing to do. Just to try and then play Hong Chol, which technically I don't even think we'd get a good score from him. Nah. We need to rethink this completely. We can't play Z Roberto here in this game week. It makes no sense. I don't think then we then can't play Hong Chol, because we then can't afford him with his L15 being 43. So we are probably going to have to settle with what we had, actually, which is what we had at the beginning. So if we go back here and then we go back into the team, this was the team that we were thinking. We don't like this fixture for Christian Cruz. We also don't like this fixture for Till Bunbury, but this is the lesser of two evils, because the alternative is we then play either Lassiter here, who's not going to offer us any improvement at all. He's actually arguably going up against an even harder opponent. Or we then take out Till Bunbury and we play Z Roberto in here, who's got the worst fixture out of all of our forwards that we can play here. But then by playing Z Roberto, we can then play Hong Chol. But Hong Chol's got a home game against Seoul, and Seoul are no mugs. They're quite difficult, actually, Seoul. And it's a K-League player as well that ideally we don't really want to play. just because of that risk, right? With a game potentially never being scored properly in time. So I think this is actually what we need to do now. I think this is exactly what we need to do. This is not strong, though. This is the only thing I'd say about this team. This is not giving me the confidence that we can go and get our second card reward from the weekend in Cap 220. Yeah. But I think this is what we need to do. This is the team. So that's a team that I think we are going to run here, which now makes it really clear for us to work out. This card's actually quite cool. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. This card here is actually quite cool because it's got a slightly different tint to it than the other cards. You can actually see this is very yellow, and this is kind of more like a golden, like a gold tint to it, right? It's got this tint at the top. That's quite a collectible card, that one, compared to the others. Look, you can see that here. All the other cards are kind of quite bog standard yellow, but this one here is very different. So if you're into collectability, this is a card to pick up. This one here over the others. It does. It looks like a dodgy rookie card, doesn't it? Let's bring it up a bit more, right? So we can examine it a bit more. Yeah, it's quite cool, no? You can see it's got this nice little tint to the edge of it, and it's like that golden yellow. A bit strange. I don't really know why this card is like this, right? Maybe it's just a bit of a freak production. But there are a couple of cards like that, right, which are scattered around for different players. So yeah, this in itself, even though it doesn't actually give you a collectible game bonus, right, because it's not a special edition card, it kind of looks like one, but it actually isn't. It's just a card that you would probably want to collect just because it is very different. And there are kind of not so many of these cards that are in the game that are different like that for no real reason. So it's kind of collectible for being unique, basically, being quirky and different. The winners, guys, just as a recap, were 151, Lewis Clark, 137. Right, that's his name, but his number was 151. He wins Arne Engels. Then we had number 79, Fu Furious, who wins a limited card of Leonard Mosa. We then also had number 70, which was Wills_99, who wins a limited card of Ludovic Ajorc. And then last but not least, we have the one and only Kimchi, who was number 4, and he wins himself a Danilo Suarez. So congratulations again to the winners. Commiserations to you guys who didn't win, but you know that we get so many cards here, often donated to us. We have more cards to give out, that we will be doing more giveaways most likely on the next stream, and the next stream is happening tomorrow. So every time we go live, you can pretty much... So thank you so much, guys, for the incredible support. I'll see you in Salah is Beast channel, and I'll also see you again tomorrow, guys, where I'll be revealing the lineups for the weekend and revealing the strategy, and also helping you guys with your game week dilemmas before the weekend starts. So yeah, catch you in there. Thank you so much. And